Hello and welcome to another episode of Malt Magic More, where we're still trying to recover from the absolutely massive lore dump Matt took on us on Monday. We're going to have to wade through it now on the Aftershow show.
Good evening.
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
I did take the word dump literally.
I did like the connotations there. Wade through it.
That was a big one. That was a big one.
That was a lot of.
I'm not in the College of Eloquence for no reason, mate. I am a master of words. A lot of them are swear words, but still.
Well, we learned what crack was today, or on Monday.
We did.
Important.
Yeah, the
Very important.
worst counterpart
Know
of
what
Suit.
crack was.
That is going to be how we defeat Asmodeus. Going to be with.
We
Let's
fight
get
fight
drugs
around
now.
with Suit.
This is terrible.
I like to
stream
think
immediately
that,
gets
For any
taken down by
impressionable
Twitch.
people that are watching our stream, don't do drugs.
Don't.
Just
Yeah,
don't do
don't.
drugs. Yeah.
It's just not worth it.
No.
No, it's really not.
No,
not even if you're a
Um,
deity, don't do crack. I
Well,
like
I'm
to think
actually,
like
so
that.
based on the information, if you had to pick a deity, which one would you pick? Really interested in that now. I think we know who
The
somehow would pick
Moonweaver.
based on it anyway. The Moonweaver.
Is it, what? Sorry, are we talking? We mean what?
Just
Danny-
you now, if you had to pick a deity, which one would you pick based on
Ooh.
what I've told you?
Evandra or the Moonweaver. I think.
I can literally see the cogs turning in Dave's brain. He's just like, I'm looking through all this information now.
I
I'm not sure.
am. I mean, I've never even thought about what that would be from my point of view. But I suppose I've got to think about it the way that I am, and I suppose that would be. I'm heading towards Moradin only because of one thing that I don't. Well, you may have alluded to, but that is because I believe it's Moradin of those who want to create certain creators and builders, and so I think it would probably just be along those lines. I don't think it would be down particularly the artistic route of someone else who was Coralyn, God of Beauty and Arts and so on.
I mean, that's one of mine, to be honest.
It'll be one
just
of yours.
'cause the whole Fae angle.
Yeah, I'm not that artistically inclined. I'm more of the sort of the technology inclined, and therefore I think more the Moradin side.
I'm definitely
Maybe
more
you're right.
autistic than artistic, that's for sure.
Very much so. I'm also dyslexic and would like to know the meaning of dog.
Yeah, what dog does Dargon worship?
Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah, so it would be Corellin or Melora for me. And I think we know somehow we'll just like hands down pick Raven Queen.
Yeah.
I love that
Raven Queen
when
and
you're,
Cord. They're cool.
when you were talking about the Moonweaver, her 10 commandments are basically YOLO, aren't they?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, do whatever the fuck you want, but do it for good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Moonweaver is definitely that mischievous trickery side, but do it in good light and do it to those the people who deserve it. You're being a dick. We're now going to make you fall into a pit of lava and make you think that you do that, and you actually don't. But you've learned the lesson, so it's all good.
What was really fascinating, like from a kind of DM to DM perspective, was like listening to what you were saying and me thinking about, because our pantheons are slightly different. There's some similarities, but so there's some gods that you have on the pantheon here that I don't have, and vice versa. It was really interesting to just hear like what you picked and like kind of why that is. That was really cool. Just wanted to kind of say that.
So no, I mean, I spent a long time looking for ideas in a pantheon. You've got sort of like the Dawn War anyway, which is the prime source for Wildmount. But Matt Mercer did an amazing job with that. What I have done, however, is even though we've got sort of the prime and the betrayers, that doesn't mean there aren't lesser gods as well. They're just sort of the big ones. So I've got a bunch of lesser gods as well, which, to be honest, I think they're the ones that will probably get explored in future campaigns more than this one. We've had one pop up, which is Baal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And was the Serpent's Cloak, have they got a lesser god that they talk about?
That is one of the betrayer gods.
Okay, does Geo have a serpent god that she's mentioned?
Nope.
She hasn't.
Nope. Not that more.
This is the thing, like, I would say the thing is that we haven't, like, for example, in future campaigns, if we have one of us playing like a warlock or something, that's like the perfect opportunity to have a lesser god as patron. Because the warlock that we have, which is Dargon, he kind of has, well, I suppose, what's the name of your
Timiel is kind of a lesser idol, lesser god, if you like, but it's more an angel, so to speak.
I was going to say that's when that in fact proves my question I was going to ask, and that is it does go lower than the lesser gods. A warlock can have just a very powerful creature, and forgive me, but going off Critical Role's thing, they had a powerful being, this sea creature. It wasn't a god, it wasn't a demigod as far as I understood. It was lower than that, very powerful, don't get me wrong, but again, it just shows how interesting, and so warlocks is really where you can go up against that. Whose door is that?
My cat just opened the bedroom door, but it's developed a squeak today.
The
cat or the door?
Yeah, that was my cat's hips. She's not as young as he used to be. It's better than him taking a dump like he did the other week.
That was funny.
There was something you said, and you did a little pause, and I noticed it, Matthew, was when you were talking about Wild Mother, which we were talking about Feltag. She's also worshipped by druids, so we could ask the Blender as well, potentially.
True.
That might be a way in.
So I mean, I know I have a very limited understanding of this, but Ioun is the one I'm so interested about. Who are we going to find out who has that? The Knowing Mistress always comes back to that type of. It's where knowledge is held. So it always makes me think of a library, and I'm like, where is that? And also,
where do we find the Ioun stone?
Oh, good point. Where is it?
I mean, technically, you found 2.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ouch.
And I lost one. Yeah.
The Ioun stone we
Story of my
found
life.
makes sense. We found in the cave with the mind flayers.
Okay, yeah, that will make sense. That will make sense. And the other one we found in the Under Fey or whatever it's called, the Dark Fey, and we lost it 10 minutes later.
The Fey Dark.
Fey Dark, and we lost it half an hour later. So, that's a really interesting one.
I mean, I suppose we could go for like any wizards that we know, but we really only know 2, and one of them we hate.
I don't think Ethereal's suddenly going to sit round and light the sage and talk about the deity that doesn't really follow.
Ethereal was mates with our Soulforgey bloke, wasn't he?
Ooh.
So he has got ancient knowledge.
True.
And Soulforge. That
It's
was
Moradin.
Okay.
So
that should explain where that design came from.
I mean, I suppose we're just skirting over the fact that we've got the whole prophecy. We spoke to the seer, and she's told us that we.
Oh yeah, we completely
kind of just
jumped
forgot about
over
that bit.
2.5 hours of episode.
So,
I mean, yeah, we're focusing on the feathery bits around the outside. The main thing is, when we destroyed one of the sources and we thought we'd done a bad thing, we actually did a good thing.
But there's one we don't have to find because it's already been claimed, for want of a better word. I doubt that we're going to be able to successfully unclaim it or claim it for ourselves. So we are looking for 2 other sources. And we're going to have to find them pretty quick.
And what I thought was our idea of raising Loch Esamir just because it was cool to do actually turned out as the best idea we've ever had.
I can't believe that last week we were like, well, I'm sure we've... do you know what? Let's go there. Fine. And now we're like, oh, no, we actually have to go there. Now, here's one then. Okay. You've got your 4 elements. Fire in the Black City. Wind in the north. Water in the Loch. And earth in the Fae.
Do you think that's why they like? Do you think that's why they flushed the city? So that Asmodeus can get to it.
What to sink it? So he can't get to it. So it's the one that is probably the safest.
King Gareth might have done that. Yeah. Does that make me Avatar: The Last Airbender, where I've got to harness all of the elements?
Yeah, so you're suddenly going to change your whole class to 4 elements monk.
Yeah.
For the hell of it.
All the way back down to level 1.
I was about to say I can try smack you so hard that you get a level change if you like.
That'd be an amazing excuse.
I'm sorry. I also must say that I took a lot of pleasure out of what's his name going. Okay, so which ones are you going to hit me? And Jargon just goes smack.
I'll do it. 100%. I think we all wanted to do it.
I was about to say I was getting line, but
it would have been funnier if all 3 of you had just gone.
Yeah.
Just left him in a heap.
And as you were punching him, I cast it in large on your fist. So you probably just smushed his face.
You wanted to mark him, not kill him.
I was about to say it was going to be like roll to attack and I get a natural 20 on an unarmed strike.
I was quite lucky to get away with the ruse for so long, I think.
No, I mean it's your it's your deal. It's your bag.
The issue I had there was like I could make you keep rolling, but Kirik's giving you advantage on everything.
He's giving you advantage on
so
everything.
it'd have been at least a 25 every time.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's just like...
And my performance check's even higher than that, so it would have been...
Also,
performance check is plus 16.
The fact that he went, actually, yeah, that could work, was a curveball that was brilliant. When he's like, yeah, I'll go along with this.
So all for an easy life right now is a buyer.
Well, absolutely. For a buyer, it's just
when
what
you
want.
said, and he takes the helmet off, and there stands before you a buyer anyway, that would have been a usual cliffhanger that we'd end the episode on. And this was like 45 minutes in. I was like, holy shit!
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we had like 4 more since then.
Mm-hmm.
I did not expect that to happen. Well played.
Oh, man. That was.
Sorry, I just realised when you were saying about enlarging Dargon's fist that technically Ander can turn either Bear Dargon or Big Kirik into huge creatures.
Yep.
Just something to keep in mind. Yeah.
We could literally have a case of the bear that broke the world.
Yeah, 15 by 15 feet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, are we going to go over what you've worked out with Bear Dargon recently as well?
Oh, the change that we need to make.
Yes.
Yeah, so there was the crucial bit in the homebrew bit there. I'd written in a very long time ago, but because we were using the Werebear stats for Werebear Dargon, or Beargon, we both missed it, that it's not immunity to slashing, bludgeoning, and piercing damage, it is resistance.
It's basically the difference between an NPC and a
half.
player character. And of course, because we'd seen it. It's OP. It's OP as hell.
It's massively OP.
Right? So I'm more than happy with the fact that it's resistance to, because it still makes me...
Especially like raging then, isn't it?
Yeah, it's basically a rage. Yeah.
I have one rage a day, which is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. I'll take
Awesome.
it. You know. So, as I say, it was when
Makes
we
sense.
noticed, and I was like, yeah, of course. No, that's absolutely fine.
Thinking about it, if I was to then make you even larger, what's the advantage of making Kirik even bigger? If it's all about, because you don't actually melee attack anyone.
No, none really.
No, it's just
for fun.
That'd be
Yeah,
odd.
it's just,
I'd be
it's
better
just-
off doing it to
Just for fun,
Dargon.
just for shits and giggles, a huge fucking cleric.
And the fact that, well, there is an advantage.
I was about to say,
It's the fact that
do you change
Spirit
size?
Guardians would actually be insane range.
Oh yeah.
That's true.
You basically double
Half
the
the
range
continent.
of Spirit Guardians. Yeah,
Yeah.
essentially.
And
Because
also,
it's centered on me. So
also you can reenact the moment in the first Lord of the Rings where they go, they have a cave troll.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So where
What's that
do
spell?
you think if we're at Glentwag, somebody in Glentwag should be able to help us with our Lake Esamir predicament, Loch Esamir predicament?
Let's just go over again
But
what Kirik can
what
do.
was the bit-
What can Kirik actually send and help us
Oh,
with? Is
is
it
that what
water
she
walk?
can
Is
do,
it
the
water
Moses
breathing? What
thing?
is it?
Moses thing, wasn't it?
Well, I reread that, and I can do that within a 300-foot cube. So I can basically go like make a trench 300 feet down. But if the lake is bigger than 300 feet, then
Yeah.
it's just going to be water underneath. So
Okay.
I have to say, if we can find anyone who can help us, I think it is water breathing, and then keep water walking ready so that we just go bang and just shoot up to the top.
I mean,
Yeah.
Bothrid can do both of those things.
Brilliant. He's our man.
Sorted.
You know.
Oh.
So
And what was it when you was at the temple for Ray? What was she saying about the Malt Masters? They've got beef with the Malt Masters.
everyone
has
has
beef
beef
with
with
the
the Masters.
I don't think it was per se. It was more the fact that they were just talking about that the only other temple that they knew of, you know, of Ray was at the Malt Masters.
Oh,
Um,
you see, I purposely didn't write it down, so Ander could be oblivious. But that's come back to haunt me now because it's got to Wednesday, and I need to rewatch the episode.
Write down everything and just make a little note like, Ander wouldn't know this. So
Yeah.
at least as a player, you've got that background.
It's a bit late to write. Note to self: write this down.
You can go back on Friday and listen to the episode
Okay.
again and read.
I can.
I think we're also skipping the fact that the most important question is what the hell's going on in Israel.
oh yeah.
Idril.
Because Matt said-
yeah.
There's law drop there.
So Matt mentioned it because it was on his
Kinda
mind. So
dropped
either
the
the
bollock there.
NPC is there, or that's where the next cutscene thing that he says is going to.
I think we should just ask every NPC now that we encounter. Do you know what's going on in Israel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you from?
I'll just use suggestion and say, "Tell me about Idril. Tell me about Idril." To everyone I meet. Because if you look at it on the map, it's actually right next to Matt's head,
Yeah.
just below.
Other way.
He's just covered it with his face. There we go. So it's
I see.
if it's right
That one.
below, yeah, it's right below East Vale or Green Vale now, and that's one of the only places we haven't been. But it's quite close to Moonbright. It's quite close to Greenflower, so it's either under siege, it's going to get fucked, or it's like another little stronghold.
It's a hell of a little stronghold because it's next to the undead and demons. You know, they are sandwiched between the two.
Yep.
That might be where Ethereal's
hard place.
holding out, and he's just doing some massive magic shit.
Fingers crossed.
Or
Holding up a massive.
that's where we need to go, because that's where, if it's Avandra is one of the goddess of trade, she might have a temple in Idril.
Do you know what? This is completely random, but I do feel kind of bad that we never went to the town on the island, on where Greenflower and Ironforge is. We never went to that bigger city. We skirted around it, and I kind of
White Ridge
wonder.
Keep.
Yeah, kind of feel we.
Because there's 4 locations of interest on the island. You've got Greenflower, Ironforge, White Ridge Keep,
the northeast
and
one.
Shield Shallows.
Yeah.
White Ridge Keep.
Yeah.
Can't go everywhere.
Yeah.
No, you can't go everywhere.
No.
Well, technically on
It
this
can't
map
be
you
complete.
could.
I was about to say we could get to that 95 completion section where it's like you must do not complete do not go into this mission if you have anything else to do, and then we just run around the map.
Yeah, we can't be completists
Cyberpunk.
on the game of Nyland.
Yeah. I guess that's gonna be it. That's gonna be
quest.
That's gonna be Bothrid preparing. We need to tell Bothrid to prepare those 2 spells.
Yeah. We'll do it at the start of next episode so that we're ready when we can then be dropped off by the airship.
I'm gonna.
I'm surprised he permanently isn't doing just speak with plants.
Well, he probably does have that.
You never know. He might
Maybe
be.
he is. We just don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
He's out
He
there
did-
now
he did
talking
rub-
to his roses. That's literally what
He
he
did rub the flower on his way in, so he was probably saying hello.
Yeah, he probably got off it.
Are we all agreed that we're going to the Black City last, though?
Yeah, because there's no real point, to be honest. I don't, it's like there may be one there, but it's under his control. I don't even know if there's anything we can do with it.
And when we first found out about Asmodeus, we joked, "Oh, I hope we don't have to take on a god." Can we stop having these ideas because they keep coming true? Sometimes I feel like Matt goes, "All right then, let's make it happen." It just writes it in.
Or
I have done that a couple of times. You guys have come up with like amazing ideas. I've gone, that's so much better than my idea, and just scribbled them out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the way.
Stolen.
The thing is, we don't
there's
know
been
what he has.
a lot
and
of core
hasn't, so the
ideas
great
which have
thing
been in
is
from the
like
start.
Yeah. I mean, the greatest DM trick of all time would be Matt hasn't actually written this story, and we've just forged it ourselves, and we don't know, and he gets all the credit.
That's what a DM does, isn't it?
I was going to say a lot of it you
How
have.
much DMing is?
Yeah.
I mean, let's look at today. Matt knew full well that we were coming out of that dome and we were popping home.
Yeah.
And to be fair, he had it all planned.
Yeah.
It's thinking on your feet more than anything. But I also like there'll be things you do where I then go, okay, this has been a core point, and I've just then gone detail
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
and written it in.
Yeah. No, that's
Yeah.
that was good though. Speaking to them, we've got another connection. That's good. We've got some more information. Yeah. We've got a couple of people we need to talk to, and a couple of people we've got to find out about the deities. And we can do that along
I
the
think
way.
we can do.
But-
Yeah, we can do a bunch of
It,
like talking and sending and
Yeah.
is
take
the
a bit of downtime
deity
here.
is the deity search another side quest that we don't want to get distracted by yet, and we have to do the sources first.
I think
And then once we've once we've got Asmodeus getting those, then we can rope in the deities to kill Asmodeus.
I also think that maybe it's a 9 out of 12 is better than nothing.
yeah.
Yeah.
That we're not completionists here. Right?
That's 9 out of
It's-
12 unconfirmed.
But that's what I mean. You know what I mean? Like, however many it is, whatever we've got now is great. It's basically, if we
Or-
come across it, it's better. We just need to keep an eye out for them.
Also, we are in a place that literally has a temple to all of them.
Yeah. So it's literally just
that we
sitting
can
down in each one.
we can probably talk to like all the priests in every separate temple and be like, do you know anyone that is around?
Yeah.
And like, or send a
Yeah.
call or something,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So because we don't need the gods themselves, we just need their champions, right? We already
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Or maybe
We already
it's
know
not even
who's
that. Maybe
a lot
we
of the
just need like maybe we just need like an item, like all prophecies. The seer was very ambiguous. It's like without the help of the 12, it's like great, that can mean literally anything.
Yeah.
Like
As you say, I mean, I have an idol from Seminary. That could be, you
Yeah.
know, it's like the 9 pieces of 8.
yeah, exactly. Now we're gonna have like
Or
we
it
have
could
the
literally
clerics
be
or the healers.
The 9 pieces of whatever we had in our pockets at the time.
or are we already enlisting the help of the gods without realising it? So, although we don't like Deluin, he is very much keeping the West at bay. He has said himself. So he's already kind of helping us, even though he doesn't think he is. And then Lena, she's already on side, and she'll help us, so we can call her to arms. So is it more find the followers of these people to recruit them and ally yourselves to them rather than the gods themselves?
I like that idea, hence the fact that it's confirming and now discussing with each one of those that we do know about, and the 3 that we don't, trying to find them. And it's just like, give it a shout, give it a whirl. Each one improves our chances, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a
saw
lot of
something. I
information.
need to check
Oh, go on. What is it?
I'm just checking the message that has the prophecy. There we go.
And the 4 primordials as well that are in the source. We freed one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was another big reveal. Like, oh, there's 4 of these things.
So-
we need to.
So the next time we get to one, do we ask it for help instead?
Yeah. Probably end up fighting it anyway, but we ask it for help.
He was quite grateful after we beat him.
I think it is the same. I think it's fight an avatar, break it free, and we have freed it / have it, for want of a better word.
Because I remember when we destroyed the first one, there was like a shift or a seismic activity, magic activity when we destroyed it, and we thought, oh shit, we've done a bad thing. Or was that just a rage explosion from Asmodeus because he realised we'd got to one?
No, I think it was purely it's the source. The source was like, set free, fused, for want of a better word. It blew the lights out for a second. It's that sort of, sheer power was released. The other thing, again, which we're skipping over in what we were discussed of, the source, or the sources, are holding Nylin here, but also have some vague connection to the wish that is also holding it here. So it's kind of like, these are the bolts, these are the brakes holding the lift, right? There's still the cable holding the lift, and that's the wish. So we're getting rid of all of these, and then there's still the wish. You know what I mean? Like, there's still that extra piece of the puzzle. We've just got to get rid of the sources first. And whoever has more sources, it has a greater chance of controlling that final direction. So that, hence the fact that we need 3 to 1. Otherwise it's 2 to 2 and we're up against it.
So it's safe to say we thought we were going to sneak into Loch Esamir. I think there's going to be a swarm just outside of Glentwag probably waiting for us, if he knows where they are.
We may or may not be lucky with Lake Esamir, but I think we're going to have a hell of a struggle with Phalead, and I am concerned that we have just sent a lot of people there for refuge. We are going to have a battle.
Do you think it'd actually be in the forest or in the Feywild? It'd be through into the Feywild itself, wouldn't it? It wouldn't be in the forest.
No. But it's one of the same things, if I understand the world correctly. It's one of those. There is no like blinding border of light that is the difference between the forest and the realm. It is kind of one and the same thing. So
there's also the thing, I kept thinking about this today when, not on Monday, when it kept being referenced that there was something in Phalead. I kept thinking that we met, you killed the Eladrin there because there was the big place with the sword.
Yeah.
That we're still not entirely sure what it is.
Yeah.
And we also met that other Eladrin king fella. If we'd have asked him, he might have been guarding one of the sources and he might not have told us that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the source, like you say, could have been under that temple, surrounded by an anti-magic cone.
Yeah.
You could have literally walked past it. But we don't know, as you say. But if it is Earth, it's a source of Earth, it's more likely to be of that massive tree that was the part of the city that was destroyed. So it is more likely to be in the city that is occupied. So I can see where you're coming from, Samal. If it's Earth, if I understand it correctly. If we're doing Earth, air, fire, water.
Yeah, because that means that all. Oh, that was the thing that we got impacted with in Shiverspire was a wild magic storm effect, wasn't it?
Wild magic event, yep.
Yeah, but basically it was very windy there.
Yeah, because I kept thinking, because I was thinking
because it was a wind elemental, wasn't it? Type thing.
Yeah, I kept thinking if they had similar kind of protection stuff, but we haven't really experienced another wild magic event.
That in itself is an important point.
Yeah,
I was about to give you that one for free.
Yeah, I know.
We
I've
haven't
noticed that.
experienced a wild magic event.
Because...
Not since...
And because they said that the wild magic comes from all four, well, there's only 3 now.
So they're less often, yeah.
Or that because we have control of one, it means that we're not getting those wild magic events near us.
Or they're just not on this plane.
Or they're just not on this plane. Could be. But, yeah.
It might be that when we go to the lock, there's just
there
a
could be a
portal
concentration
somewhere.
of wild magic there, which is totally understandable.
Yeah.
So.
Maybe it's like a nuclear reactor. That's why you put it in water so it stabilizes.
It's bubbling. We're like, oh dear.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we end up having to fight water elementals or go into a water realm and fight a kraken or something daft.
I've got a horrible feeling that it was above ground and then there was like a Nile Chernobyl type thing and that's why it's underwater. And then we're going to get rid of all the water.
That's pretty cool. If they realise that like the only way to keep it at bay is to submerge the whole city.
Okay, curveball. The one underwater's safe, and is the one that Ander needs to get to last.
I also thought of that.
So we have to go to Phaliad first.
I also
because
thought
that's the
yes.
one that's in danger. You basically get the final source and get the throne at the same time. It is like written in the stars.
As my face is melting from radiation.
Oh, you'll be right. Mass healing word, you fine?
Yeah.
Heal.
I'll have heal by then. No, I'll have mass heal by then.
700 bucks.
You've got healing light on one side of my face and you're doing cure wounds on the other side just to keep my head on my shoulders.
No. He's only doing
the
it one
skin on your skull.
He's only doing it one side, so you two-face.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Right, so Phaliad it is then.
Do you agree? I mean, I know I'm making this. Do you know what I mean? Like from a game and a movie point of view. Do you know where my mind's going?
It's a better poetic ending doing the last.
I did think that like more and more I'm like there's probably a reason why it's underwater.
Yeah.
And yeah, we just don't know, and it might be that it's on purpose.
Yeah.
Because he's a demon and it's water. Like, who knows?
That's a good point.
He will get cold damage. Yeah.
Yeah. Might be something there, but
you've got
hopefully, fingers crossed. I'm gonna throw
half a week
curveball
to figure it
at the
out.
start of the next session. So.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We got a couple of days, so
It's not gonna work, but I'll try it.
Well, you never know.
Wild intervention.
You never know what's going to happen, do you?
We don't know,
Indeed.
but let's find out next week, shall we?
Can you cast sending to the source under the water? Just trying to talk to
I need to be familiar with it, so probably not.
Oh, wow. Okay, I mean... Okay, we all thought that we were going to the lake next, and we were all prepared for it on Monday, and maybe after that, maybe we're not. You'll have to find out next week. So, thank you very much for tuning in tonight, and I hope that you have enjoyed our lovely stream tonight, and I hope you're enjoying our campaign. Let's find out what we're going to do next week, because I can guarantee you that not one of us has any clue what's actually going to happen. Find out next week. Tune in on Twitch on a Monday night, and if you can't follow us live, then find us on YouTube or find us on the podcast. Thank you ever so much for tuning in tonight, and have a lovely evening.